So season 3, also known as the final season, is scheduled to be released in April of 2025, and before that season comes out, I'm going to start binge watching all of season 1 and 2. So just like with my Solo Leveling and Dandadan videos, I will be reviewing each episode as I go along, giving my quick thoughts and opinions before I jump onto the next episode. What do I think this anime is all about? I'm expecting these fireman people to go on these crazy missions to rescue people, just like in Fireman Sam. That's the vibe I get. But let's see what it's all about, starting with episode 1.
2,000 years later.
So I just watched episode 1 of Fire Force just before the opening played, and I must admit, the animation is already popping off. It looks so sick. Shin Kusakabe just flying the way he did to save that nun. I'm not a fan of the outfits of these fireman people. It's so bulky and big, and it's giving me Bear in the Big Blue House vibes for some reason. But maybe they'll change the outfits, or I might get used to it. Mate, this was a pretty good first episode. I really did feel bad for our main boy Shin. His backstory was incredibly tragic. It seems like he was framed for an incident that he did not commit, but due to his new power awakening around that time, people assumed that it was him, but he has no proof. But I love how he promised to his mom that he wanted to become a hero. That last attack, when he attacked that corpse, had so much weight and emotion. Yes, the animation was unbelievably fluid, did not expect any of that, but he wanted that corpse to be free. It's so sad that in this world, the monsters the Fire Force are fighting were once people, and they are trying to free them essentially. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Bleach. But mate, while the episode was good, did they have to introduce the two main female characters in the shower like that? I mean, I know it's a shonen, but come on you guys.
6.5 hours later.
I just watched episode 2, and the lieutenant at the beginning was an absolute jerk when he distinguished Maki's little fire flame. But I kind of get it, because they are living in a world where fire actually destroys people's lives, so to play with it is almost like an insult to the victims. The new blonde character that we get seems to be like the Sasuke type of character. They seem to be rivals and they don't like one another, but after going through that mission and after Shun feels like he couldn't help out enough, I did like towards the end the blonde knight boy was seeing whether or not this dude was okay after seeing all that. I did feel incredibly bad for that little girl who lost her parents as they turned into infernos. While those infernos look absolutely terrifying, I think the design is kind of cool. They remind me of Heat Blast from Ben 10. Mate, the last few minutes of this episode flew by. I was kind of shocked by how quick it was.
A few inches later.
So I just watched episode 3. Wow, this episode was great. That dialogue scene at the end with Shinra and the lieutenant, very interesting, but did they have to stay on that one shot for nearly a minute? I think the reason why they kept on that still frame while the dialogue was going was because maybe they imagined that people in the West will be watching this, so they'd be reading the subtitles at the bottom, so that way they don't have to miss too many informations while being distracted by the animation. But it's very interesting. The lieutenant says that someone in the Fire Force knows why the infernos are appearing and the truth. I think it's the guy with the eye patch, the man who was there by Shino's side when he was a kid. Dude seems incredibly sus and suspicious. Then there's that weird creepy guy that Shino was fighting. Oh my gosh, that action sequence was amazing. Him breakdancing while trying to attack him, damn, that was slick. But he seems to know what the truth behind what happened to his family is. Shino's brother is alive? Nani? Huh, that's interesting. He told Shino he has to become a devil. Does that mean he needs to join the side of the Infernos, or are the devils a different type of group to the Infernos? Whatever the case is, very interesting episode. I love how the lieutenant was rubbing Shino's head, checking up on him, almost like he's some sort of older brother. That was a really heartwarming, endearing scene. I like that. But what I don't like, these fan service scenes. Oh my gosh, dude. That fan service scene of Shino accidentally, quote unquote, grabbing the one piece of Tamaki was wild. And then he does it again with that really creepy grin. I never talked about his unsettling grin. Can he not stop smiling ever since the incident when he was a kid? He only grins when he's very nervous or angry, which throws off his opponents. Him grinning while he was touching the one pieces, or in this case 2 pieces of Tamaki, was incredibly wild. Mate, the backgrounds in this episode were absolutely stunning, especially the night sky scene. Wow. Oh yeah, Shino's powers remind me so much of Sanji from One Piece. I like it.
Day 2.
Just watched episode 4, another interesting episode, but mate, that lady from Company 5, the leader, I don't like her. She's a real jerk. She seems to be using people, and I hate the way she looks down on others, especially Company 8. It seems like each of these companies companies are ranked based on their numbers, so 5 is above. But even then, you guys are still part of the Force. You're all there to exterminate the Infernos. Why look down on others? Be open-minded. It's so frustrating, it's annoying. And I hate those men that were simping over her in the beginning, allowing her to walk all over them, literally. Ugh, don't like that. That Inferno that Shino was fighting sounded awfully like Ryuga from the Beyblade Metal series. I don't want to be a hater, but My Hero Academia may want to take some lessons from this series when it comes to painting their skies blue, because the blue sky in this episode looked absolutely spectacular. That was a luscious, groovy looking. The leader of Company 5 seemed rather uneasy when she looked at the sister girl in Company 8. I wonder if she knows her, or maybe she isn't a big supporter of the religion. In this episode, there was a scene where Arthur jumped onto Shinro, and the way those two were drawn, it looked awfully similar. We now know that Shino's brother is alive, so is Arthur his younger brother? If Shino is about 17, then that would make him about 13 or 14, which could make sense, but it's just a theory.
Day 3.
So I just watched Fire Force episode 5, and I was right. I knew the leader of Force 5 was in fact connected to the sister girl. That flashback seeing the two of them in that school together, it looked like they were best friends. So what happened? She is absolutely terrifying, and the irony of her saying that she is a princess while she is torturing that Inferno was crazy, dude. And the way she's berating the sister girl as well, I just didn't like her at all. She gave me the ick. I do feel like something bad happened to her in the past that caused her to feel that way. Maybe she lost someone close to her, which I suppose would make sense in regards to her torturing that Inferno, but I hate the way she treats other human beings like absolute scumbags. But she isn't the only terrifying person. That other second lieutenant with the glasses is kind of scary. The way he was threatening Shinran with the gun, and the way he just took out all those humans. Even Tamaki told him that it's almost like he is way more brutal towards humans than the Infernos. I wonder if he has been hurt or betrayed by human beings in his past or something. Maybe he was best friends with an Inferno as a kid, but that Inferno got killed by a human. Mate, Fire Force 8 were absolutely goated in this episode. Just absolutely taking out Fire Force 5. For their leader to be so cocky and arrogant, looking down on them, it is indeed satisfying seeing the underdog team slowly take out this really scummy team.
Day 4.
So I just watched episode 6 of Fire Force, and mate, what an emotional episode. The leader of Fire Force 5 did in fact have a tragic backstory. Not believing in the religion, but looking after and caring for the little girls in that orphanage. She felt like her faith never really got anywhere when it came to helping anyone, and the irony of them praying and then the place burned down, that was so tragic, and it kind of cemented her thoughts. She just went absolutely crazy. I knew she had a sad past, but mate, she went completely down the dark path, mate. Insane. But I like how Shino was so confident, and he was like, oh, she had a sad story like me, I'm gonna try and help her out. And I like how Iris was like, hey, fire isn't all that bad, telling her all the positivity about fire. I'm not gonna lie, she did have a change of heart very quickly. All it took was a knock on the head and reminding her of the past. She spent so many years being very sinister and evil, but it took one fight for her to completely change her ways. It did feel rather Naruto talk no Jitsui, but hey, at least she's not a jerk anymore. But I am curious on what really happened in that fire in the church and the orphanage. Who set it ablaze? Maybe there are more secrets to that than meets the eye. And I think I'll leave it there. I'll do a separate video talking about episodes 7 to 12. Overall, the first 6 episodes were pretty damn amazing. I was not expecting to like these episodes, but I like them. I will hold off on my review until season 1 is complete, but tell me in the comments down below, what did you guys think of episodes 1 to 6? Did you like them or did you hate them? Tell me. Like this video, subscribe for more Fire Force videos, as well as other anime news updates, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy dude review signing out.